cries in the cradle of civilization, where the Euphrates and Tigris rivers birthed empires, a shadow of discontent loomed over the kingdom of Uruk. King Gilgamesh, a colossus sculpted from clay and arrogance, ruled with an iron fist. His exploits were legendary, but not for the good kind. His strength, a gift from the gods, twisted into a weapon of self-gratification. He ravaged the land with his insatiable desires, leaving a trail of broken men and dishonored women. The cries of the downtrodden echoed through the sun-baked streets, reaching the celestial abodes. The gods, lounging in their opulent halls, stirred with unease. They needed a counterpoint, a force to temper Gilgamesh's untamed spirit. Thus, from the fertile earth they fashioned Enkidu, a being of untamed wilderness. Born from the whispering winds and the fertile clay, Enkidu roamed the emerald forests, a savage symphony of untamed nature. His muscles, corded with primal power, moved with the grace of a predator, his voice a guttural symphony that echoed through the ancient trees. Ears bled into one another as Enkidu thrived in his untamed paradise. He wrestled with lions, outran gazelles, and conversed with the whispering leaves. But a disquietude gnawed at his soul, a yearning for something beyond the primal dance of survival. One fateful day, a lone hunter stumbled upon Enkidu's domain. The sight of this wild man, a creature of myth whispered in hushed tones, sent shivers down the hunter's spine. He raced back to Uruk, his words painting a picture of a monstrous entity that threatened the very fabric of civilization. The wise men of Uruk, their faces etched with worry, devised a plan as audacious as it was desperate. They turned to Shamhat, a woman cloaked in an aura of mystery and forbidden allure. Her beauty, a siren song that could topple empires, was their only weapon. With a heart heavy with trepidation, Shamhat ventured into the heart of the untamed forest, a lone blossom amidst a sea of thorns. The first encounter was a clash of two worlds. Enkidu, bristling with primal instinct, saw Shamhat as a trespasser, a threat to his solitary existence. But Shamhat, with the patience of a seasoned weaver, slowly chipped away at the walls of his wildness. She sang him stories of the world beyond the trees, tales of bustling cities and the complexities of human interaction. Weeks turned into months, and a hesitant bond began to form. Enkidu, captivated by Shamhat's grace and wisdom, allowed a sliver of humanity to bloom within him. He tasted the forbidden fruit of knowledge, learning the ways of men, speech, and the bittersweet pangs of love. However, this transformation came at a heavy price. The animals, who once saw him as one of their own, sensed the shift within him. Their warm welcome turned into a chilling indifference, a silent accusation of betrayal. Enkidu, alone and adrift, clung to Shamhat's words, a lifeline in a sea of uncertainty. Following her guidance, he set off for Uruk, a wild man venturing into the heart of civilization, a storm cloud gathering on the horizon of Gilgamesh's reign. Meanwhile, in the opulent halls of Uruk, disturbing dreams plagued Gilgamesh. Visions of a rival, a reflection of his own untamed spirit, haunted his sleep. Unease gnawed at his heart, a premonition of a storm brewing on the horizon. The arrival of Enkidu shattered the city's tranquility. The two forces, arrogance and untamed nature, collided in a power struggle that shook the very foundations of Uruk. The earth trembled as they wrestled, a dance of primal fury that threatened to engulf the city in chaos. Neither could claim victory. Exhausted and humbled, they stared at each other, not as rivals but as equals. In that moment, an unexpected thing happened. A grudging respect, a spark of camaraderie, ignited between them. They saw in each other a reflection of their own buried desires. Gilgamesh, a yearning for a challenge that matched his strength, and Enkidu, a longing for a purpose beyond mere survival. Thus began a bond as unlikely as it was powerful. Together, they became an unstoppable force, their names echoing through the annals of history. They vanquished the monstrous Humbaba, guardian of the sacred cedar forest, a victory that cemented their legend. They challenged the gods themselves, slaying the bull of heaven, a celestial beast sent to punish their audacity. But their triumphs were short-lived. The gods, ever jealous of mortal ambition, viewed Gilgamesh's unchecked power with suspicion. A creeping illness, a silent hand of divine wrath, began to consume Enkidu. His once vibrant form withered, his laughter silenced by a hacking cough. As the days bled into nights, Enkidu lay on his deathbed, a tragic counterpoint to the vibrant tapestry of their adventures. Gilgamesh, for the first time, felt a chill grip his heart, a fear unlike any he had ever faced before. The man who reveled in battle, who had stared down gods and monsters without flinching, now found himself helpless against the spectre of mortality. Desperate for answers, Gilgamesh clung to Enkidu's weakening hand. "Tell me," friend, his voice a cracked whisper, "where does this path lead? Where do those who fall out of favor with the gods go?" Enkidu, his voice raspy but resolute, spoke of a shadowy realm, a land beyond the sun's reach where whispers of forgotten souls echoed in the desolate canyons. A land where even the most powerful heroes become dust, he croaked, his words laced with a chilling finality. Gilgamesh, consumed by an unimaginable terror, refused to accept his friend's fate. "No," he roared, his voice echoing through the chamber, "there must be another way. We defied the gods before, we can defy them again." Enkidu, however, only shook his head weakly. "This is a battle we cannot win, my friend. But listen, in the whispers of the wind, in the stories etched upon the stars, there might be a path to cheat death itself." With those cryptic words hanging heavy in the air, Enkidu closed his eyes for the last time. A single tear rolled down Gilgamesh's hardened cheek, a testament to the bond that transcended even death. Grief, a monstrous serpent, coiled around his heart, squeezing the air from his lungs. This wasn't supposed to happen. He, the mighty Gilgamesh, was not supposed to bury his friend. He was not supposed to feel this raw, gnawing vulnerability. Fired by a desperate resolve, fueled by the unyielding love for his fallen friend, Gilgamesh embarked on a journey unlike any he had ever known. He ignored the whispers of his advisors, the pleas of his people. His single-minded focus to find the fabled Utnapishtim, the sole survivor of the Great Flood, the only human granted immortality by the gods. A perilous journey stretched before him, fraught with trials and dangers unlike any he had faced before. It was a desperate gamble, a quest fueled by grief and a glimmer of impossible hope. He would traverse scorching deserts, navigate labyrinthine caves, and face mythical beasts, all for a chance to conquer death itself and bring his friend back from the shadowy realm.